Okay, are we live? Wait, I low-key don't even know if we are. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, we are. Alright. Close. I don't. Alright. Are we. Okay, we're live. Okay. So, I'm. Okay, I got distracted. I was looking at something. Okay. Alright, but let's just get into it. I'm currently actively recovering from nausea right now. So, probably streaming right now was not the best thing to do because I'm actively nauseous right now. So, I don't think we're going to get through every single route depending on how long one route is. I don't think I'll be able to get through even one at the rate I am. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so I'm actively nauseous right now. I'm on my bed. I'm not at my desk. Hopefully that'll work. I might have to turn the avatar off a bit. I don't know. Anyways, enough talking. So, I think there's a lot of things that we can do here. I think looking at the visual novel page, it says that there's, first of all, no generative AI content, which is great. We hate AI in this household. Spend 5 days helping the cast. There are 5 romanceable characters: Pomni, Ragatha, Gangle, Zubo, and Jax. Now, I don't really know who I'm gonna romance here. If I were to romance anyone, it would be Kinger, and unfortunately his route's just not here yet. We're probably gonna go Zubul, honestly. Like, you know what? I'd fancy them. We're either gonna go. Pomni is not really my taste. Gangle is just like a little too like me when I was in middle school. Yeah, Gangle's a little bit too like middle school me, and it'd feel a little weird, but like, you know what? They say the best part. They say like the next step to becoming like a Tumblr sexy man is being able to self-cess with yourself. So, you know what? Maybe I should romance Gangle. So, we're not mentioning Jax because I just don't think we're just not gonna. I don't even want to look at. I don't even want to look at her right now. Okay, we'll leave. We'll leave. Okay. Alright, let's just start, and you know what, we'll see where this journey ends up taking us. I just don't really want to go for Pomni, I don't know, nothing against her, it's just... Okay. This game is fan-made, it's not canon, please do not. Okay, this flash transitions. Alright, should I do my impressions? Should I do my, I'm gonna do my, I should do my impressions. Okay. Welcome to the amazing digital circus dating simulator, slice of life school-styled school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Kane and I'll be your principal for the duration at your stay here at the amazing digital academy. I'm not really a fan of the fact that they're all in like middle school style uniforms, but I can just suspend disbelief, I guess. Hope your classmates will pranks on the teacher, become a straight A student, or a rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possibly finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First, what uniform will you be donning? What uniform will I be donning? Well, we all know me as a very handsome prince. I hope this doesn't directly correlate with pronouns. Honestly, you know what? Handsome princesses. You know what? It doesn't matter. I think I'll choose. Okay. So, I think we will go with the, why is my stream so fucking far behind, huh? Okay. Anyways, we're gonna go with this uniform. Sounds good. How about your name? What should we call you? My name is, Hyorin. You already know that, Hyorin, huh? Are you sure you like that name? Yes, that's my name. Alrighty then, Hyorin, then let's head inside. Oh shit, that might directly correlate with my pronouns. Fuck. It's fine. Hi, my name is Hyorin. I'm a transfer student to the Amazing Digital Academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague, tragic event that changed the course of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. Alright. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger, so where's the teacher? As I step into the room to let any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put two and two together, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't really be... Ah, what the hell does he sound like again? Is that? Oh, I thought it was a Spider-Man. Hello, my name is Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Not really. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand, which I shake more out of instinct than out of genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket today, we have a new student named... Oh, what's her name again? I'm Hyorin. I'm always down for a good time. That's such a cheeky thing to say. I'm gonna say this because that's so sweet. That's just a sweet thing to say. Should I have said that out loud? That's fine. Radio, go on and take any open seat, Hyorin. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I take a moment of who to think who to I take. Okay. Typing. Yeah, we're doing a lot of typing this stream. Just don't mind. Okay. Anyways, all right. So, who I'm going to sit next to, really depends. Okay. If I want my nausea to get worse, I'm gonna do Jack's route. I'm gonna stop shitting on her. Oh my god. I'm low-key such a terrible person. Okay. We can either do Zubul or we can either do Jax, or we could do Ragatha. I don't know why I feel I sound like I have a dislike for Pomni. I really don't. I just don't. It's just not doing it for me right now. Or Gangle. As I said, you know, first step to becoming Tumblr sexy man is accepting the fact that I am self-cessable. And well, I did compare Gangle to like how I was in like 8th grade, and I am, you know, maybe we don't want to self-cess that specific version of me. We can dock it up to 9th grade, I'm sure. I'm sure ninth grade's not that big of an age gap. Ugh, that's weird. Okay. Do not clip that out of context. I would not, for the record, I would not. Okay. I'm incriminating myself. I'm nauseous right now, and I'm on, like, 5 different painkillers, so, nay clue. Wookie never watched The Amazing Digital Circus. I did. I watched vaguely most of it. I was a big fan when it first came out. I was very hooked and very onto it, and then by the time it transitioned onto Netflix, which is like the 3rd episode in, I started to not watch it because I was like getting into like other sophisticated stuff. No, I was getting into like other interests at the time, and it just wasn't really my specific cup of tea. I think the last episode I remember watching like the first official episode when it came out. I think I was watching it coming home from like a road trip, I'm pretty sure. Where was I coming home from? I think I was coming home from like Chicago, I want to say, because I had to go there for some place. I do remember, yeah, because it was like April or something. Yeah, I remember. Anyways, I watched like the first like 2 episodes when they came out. I don't even think I watched that much, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think I watched the first episode, and then like by the time the next one came out, I was like, wait, I'm trying to think. I think I watched the second one, and then that's when I started to stop watching them, because I think it was when I moved into a different area, and I was already transitioning with that and a bunch of like other stuff. I didn't have fucking time to watch The Amazing Digital Circus. And then by the time the rest of the episodes rolled out, I just lost interest because I was into different things at the time. And like usually I get into stuff like really quickly, and then I lose that interest and I come back, and it like comes back like really strongly. Like I can think of a few interests like that. I can think of like okay, well, maybe not that one. I can think of like, what's an interest? I don't know. I actually can't think, but like, yeah, I'll get into something and then I'll lose interest for a while, and sometimes get back into it, and then some of the times I don't. And I think The Amazing Digital Circus was just like one of those times where I was like, I don't feel the drive enough to get like back into it as like much as I was very invested in it. And then the like time had passed like a lot, and then the movie came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see it, because I was gonna see a movie with as someone. We're not that would just get into another tangent about how I hate that person, but I was gonna see like Obsession with that aforementioned person. I was gonna see not Forsaken, what the fuck? Where did I get Forsaken from? I was gonna see Obsession with it. Hungry Man Thinks of Bread. I haven't even played Forsaken in like a really long time. I need to take my medication. I'm going to take that after stream. You can tell I haven't taken my medication because I'm just going from point to point here. But to be honest, like, what VTuber doesn't have some form of either undiagnosed or diagnosed ADHD? Because, like, think of it. You have to sit down at a desk and you have to hyperfixate. You have to hyperfocus on, like, playing a game and just, like, talking to yourself for hours. I don't think a neurotypical person would be able to do that. Actually, no. I do think a neurotypical person would be able to do that. I think they would be able to focus. I don't know. I just feel like being a streamer is a very, like, ADHD job. And it's a very, honest, because, like, yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I was. The movie came out, and I was like, you know what? I'll watch it. And I tried catching up on the series, and I was like, I think I got to, like, halfway episode 3, and I was like, this is just not gonna work. I'm just gonna go in blind. And, you know what, I'm just gonna go in blind. And maybe going in blind wasn't the best thing, because there were a couple things I was confused about, because I was like, what is happening here? What is Ragatha's relationship with her mother? You know, maybe watching the previous episodes would have gotten a really big grasp on that. But it was a good movie. I liked it, and it didn't send me back into the kind of focus, but I saw this dating simulator and I was like, you know what? That's funny as fuck. I'm gonna play it. So, yeah, that's my yay no meds. Yay no meds indeed. I'm just off medication. Alright. Okay. Anyways, let's get back. You know what? We're gonna do the Jax. I have a very, oh my gosh, I have a very like very love-hate relationship with Jax, so we're just gonna do the route. Also, okay, this dating sim was made before Jax, like, I don't know how I should proceed with this. I'm gonna read it as is, but if I'm talking about her outside of the simulator, I'll refer to her as she, her pronouns. I don't know. I don't know if it was, like, stated if it's still okay to use he, him with Jax. I don't know. We're just gonna go. And this will also give me leverage to use my amazing fucking Jax impression. We're gonna do great with that. Okay, I sit down next to the purple rabbit. He looks bored by Mr. Kinger's lecture. As I take a closer look, I see his name is written on a nameplate on his desk. Apparently his name is Jax. As I get a closer look at Jax, I see that he's working his jaw. Is he chewing gum? He catches me looking at him, and I almost apologize for staring, but I can see he's offended. Instead, he grins quietly before putting a finger up to his lips. He takes the chewed gum between his fingers, reaching out towards the girl in front of us. 10 times, this is gangle. Clock. Okay, that just doesn't make sense. The girl in front of us has a ribbon for body and a comedy mask for face. She is adorable. She's so cute. I love Gangle. She's paying close attention to Mr. Kinger's lecture, and Jax is reaching out with the gum on his hand. Is he going to stick it on her mask? Low key? Should we watch? I feel bad. This is just like comic level bullying. I used to be like comically leveled, like bullied in like 8th grade. Like, it was genuinely so funny the things that like my bullies like did to me, because I tell people and it just sounds so unreal coming out of my mouth. It sounds like shit from like a 70s like sitcom. Like, if we had lockers, I guarantee I would have been locked inside one of them. Like, that's how comically like bullied I was like in 8th grade. And you know what? I'm not gonna say kids get deserved being bullied, because like nobody does, because that's like terrible. But like low-key, I think I deserved it, because I was kind of like, I was weird and also like an asshole, but I wasn't like outwardly an asshole. I think I was just like at a really tight defense mechanism that was like very, I feel like this is another part of like streaming. You just like gotta trauma dump, you know? Isn't that the best part of it? Anyways, I was like, I wasn't mean per se, I was just really defensive, and it came off as mean, and I was also like undiagnosed at the time, so like I just didn't know why I was behaving that way, and like people just thought, like I would respond in a tone and they'd be like, wow, that's rude, and I'm like, I did not know that, because I wasn't too good of social cues back then. Now I am, sorta. I like to say I am. I just talk a lot, and if people laugh awkwardly, I kind of catch it, but I kind of don't. I just keep talking anyways. Anyways, we're gonna keep quiet and see what happens. Jax reaches forward with the practice style, sticking the wet wad of already been chewed gum to the ribbon girl's mask. That's so fucking mean. The ribbon girl lets like cry a shriek of discomfort, flailing her arms as she desperately pulls away from Jax. I kind of forgot what Gangle sounds like. This just is me forgetting what everybody sounds like. Okay. Ew, Jax, what is that? What did you do? Ew. Her whining and desperate flailing is a little funny. It's not, even as she feels around blindly behind her mask. Her movements attract the attention of Mr. Kinger. What's going on? He seems aware something's going on, but he doesn't know what. How's this guy teaching us? Okay. Zubul. You know what? I'm not romancing Zubul or Gangle, because I'm a firm believer of Wulua relationships, and I think that they should work out together. Jax is just picking on Gangle again. The mismatched figure pipes up next to Gangle, who's evidently the ribbon girl that Jax just Jesus Christ, that Jax just stuck his gum to. There's a reason I hadn't been streaming visual novels since I returned back, and it's because I can't fucking read. Here, Gangle, let's go to the bathroom so we can wash it off. Oh yes, carry on then, Zooble. Nothing phases his teacher. Zooble glares daggers into the rabbit as they leave. What? It was funny, right? Back me up here. Jax turns to face me. No, Jax, that was mean. Yeah, that was hilarious. If we indulged too much in him, I guess it was kind of funny. Jax offers a thin smile as he leans over to me. It was very funny. You should try loosening up, new kid. You might actually, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Guys, I can read. I can read so well. And you, okay. You might have some actual fun. Okay. You might actually have, ooh, that was just, I have a really good Deku impression. We're not going to get into that this stream. We're going to get into it another time. Is there My Hero Academia dating simulator? Is that a thing? Should we play that? Okay, this is, 4 years old, and the last development log says the end, so I don't think this is going to be worked on ever again. Is there an MHA dating sim out there? So I can do my Deku impression? Just so I can do my Deku impression? Oh my god, wait, there's a Hawks one. We might actually do that. Wait, I low-key want to do that. Low-key, we're gonna add that to my collection. We're adding that. We're adding that for my future streams. Fuck, I have to sign that condition. You know, we're not gonna do that because I don't need to do that right now. Dyslexia? Maybe. Don't know yet. You might have some actual fun. I can't help but audibly gulp and hope I haven't thrown my lot in with the wrong person. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Principal Kane, how exciting to have you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to this school. Kinger, class, how did you do? Principal Kane extends a hand, gesturing to all of us before freezing in place. With the sound like porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slammed shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Hyorin, wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm what the fuck is that word? Suffices? Suffices? This is like when I didn't know how to pronounce like Shufuru that one time. Suffices. That's not a word. Suffuse? Suffuse. Okay. Suffuses his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to make this school more interesting. He pauses a moment, rubbing the base of his chin in contemplation for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Kane? Zubul speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of the principal of the school. Kane perks up. That's right. The reason I'm here to make sure we all have an enriching academy experience, one filled with fun, danger, adventure. He begins to list more and more deceptors, increasing his breakneck speed until I can't even tell what he's saying. And most of all, are interesting to our studio audience. He turns towards the window and stares out for a moment. Is he addressing somebody there? There doesn't seem to be anyone outside. However, the numbers are in, students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time I tell you that means it's the end of school life as we know it. Kane bites his hands in mock horror, and the class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet two students, your benevolent principal has found a way to bring public interest back to the school in a major way. At this point, the sharp-toothed bubble next to him pipes up. How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President? King shoots the bubble confusedly, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little tomorrow. Okay, stop. Emeralds. What's one thing no academy around here has ever had? A cast of colorful characters? A competent principal? Loki, what does Ragatha sound like him? Adequate funding? King shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No school around here has had a culture festival celebrating the unique talents of its students. So I, being your benevolent principal, have decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy, we gotta keep the interest of our investors after all. Egads, I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You'll have 5 days, break a leg or two. As abruptly as he appeared, Kane darts out to the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alright, class, let's see what roles Kane assigned to each of you for the culture festival. Kinger lifts the paper from his desk and begins to read aloud. Ragatha, as class Whoa, I'm having so much trouble reading right now. Jeez, okay. Oh, boy, okay. I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds with no issues. You can count on me. Zubul and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival. I don't know. I still don't have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else. ... Pomni and Jax, look up what a cultural festival is. Isn't that technically Kinger's job? Because, like, okay, well. Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters? No, I like his idea. Plus, we get to see what Gangle comes up with for posters. If it's anything like what she comes up with when she draws her Agatha. Jax! Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet. The class erupts into chaos as Zubul and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to figure out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of the class and gets her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker among themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson planned and just waiting out the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their arguments and flies out the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I worked up quite the appetite. The cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces around me. Wait, that's just not where I was supposed to pause. Around me, there was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I picked up something to eat at the nearest food place and set about deciding where to eat. Sit down still. As I scanned the bustling lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class. Where should we go? Yeah, let's go to the library. I walk into the library with my tray in hand. I peer through the dusty, cluttered shelves and I see Jax and Pomni by the tables in the middle of the library. Even from here, I can tell Jax is up to trouble. He's tapping his foot impatiently and pacing back and forth. I can barely make out Pomni, craning her neck to peer up into the tall bunny's yellow eyes. As I gingerly maneuver between the shelves, trying to avoid spilling the cream corn casserole I brought. That sounds rank. I brought from the cafeteria, I can make out some words. Going to with Kinger asked us to. I can't hear Jax's response, but I don't have to, as he mimics Pomni's mannerisms, tilting his head from side to side. As I get closer, I can hear her trying to reason with the stubborn rabbit. We should at least try to do what he said. I don't want to be the only one who didn't do anything to help. Against my better judgment, I creep closer, nearly tripping over a step stool. I manage to creep into earshot. Why? The whole thing is pointless, and no one will even notice if we bail. Trust me. Jax crosses his arms, leaning back and letting out an annoyed sigh. As he leans back, he catches sight of me. Oop! Hey, new kid! He calls out to me. What do you think? We should ditch this dumb culture fair thing, right? Their name is Yorin, Jax. Second off, they were in the class with the rest of us. I bet they want to stay on Kane's good side as much as the rest of us. I bet they'd rather do something fun, like pulling an epic prank. Pomni gives me a meaningful look. Jax shoots me a mischievous grin. Oh shit, we have to choose. Well, I really feel like I should choose my response carefully here. You know what? Whose route are we trying to get on? I love how we're 30 minutes into this stream and I'm barely through. I need to stop talking. Alright. Okay, sorry, I was typing shit again. Goody two shoes. Guys, you know what we're gonna be? We're gonna be a fucking delinquent because that's what I was back in high school. I'm saying that like I'm still not in school. But you know what I was? I was a delinquent. I was pulling pranks. I was pulling jokes. I was failing all my classes and all the teachers hated me. And I just told like, you know what? There were some truths in that sentences, okay? Chemistry was not a good time. That was the first time in my life that I got a D in a class. And it wasn't, I was failing every single test. I would look up my scores, like after, because my teacher would grade them really fast. And I would like look at my scores and I would be like, damn, I'm not surprised by this outcome at all. I would get used to seeing the 20 out of 50 that I would get every single time because I was like, you know what? My 25 out of 50, there you go. I would get used to seeing that every single time. I'd be like, yeah, I expected that. It got to the point because my school has this thing called like the 50% rule. So if you score under 50% on a test and you weren't just like if you didn't like leave the test like blank or anything. And I low-key did leave because I was taking like algebra 2 that same year too. And I was leaving all my I was taking honors because my teacher placed me there for some reason. I was failing every single thing. I was like failing every single test. I was leaving like whole questions blank and my teacher just like accepted it. But yeah, we had like a 50%, we have a 50% rule. And so it got to the point where like, even if I got like a 56 on a test, I'd be like, fuck yes, at least I know I didn't get below a 50%. Cause I know that I definitely got some 0% here and there in that class. I was not doing too hot. Anyways, okay, that sounds fun, Jax. I don't care about the culture fair. Let's go pull a prank. But I can say that I'm good with physics, though. I'm bad at biology. Also got like C's on every single test I took in biology. Chemistry, we don't talk about. Chemistry was fun. I shouldn't have been in the level of chem that I was in, if I'm gonna be honest. Physics, I like physics, but I did take freshman level physics, so I didn't have to take it my junior year, so maybe that's why I liked it so much, because it low-key wasn't that bad of a class. But what can I say? Anyways, see, Pomni, the new kid's cool. Alright, well, you two have fun then. She turns back to the shelf, so Jax ushers me out of the library. Later, Pom-Pom. That Pomni, huh? She can be so needy. Jax smirks, rolling his eyes. Not like you, huh, new kid? I'm not sure how to proceed for a moment, but I have a feeling I know what Jax wants me to say. Yeah, I'm down for anything. I give Jax finger guns, which he scoffs at before grinning at me. You're so cringe. But since you're so eager to get on my good side, I came up with something fun for us to do. Let's go on a little field trip outside. Are we allowed to do that? Jax rolls his eyes. Jeez, you sound like a broken toy. Is that the only thing you say? I said that like once. What? I shake my head. I don't want to disappoint Jax. It doesn't matter what we're allowed to do. It matters if we get caught. So keep up, new kid. He finds a door leading to a field, slyly pushing it open before bounding through. I have to sprint to make it through before the door locks. The door leads us out into the softball field. I didn't even know the school had a softball team. Jax gets on all fours, patting his head almost even with the ground as he crawls around. Is he looking for something? Jax, did you lose something out here? Shut up, I'm looking for something. In the few hours I've known him, I've never seen Jax take anything so seriously. I get down on my hands and knees too, checking each blade of grass for something remarkable. I'm so focused I forget my surroundings, bumping face first into the seat of Jax's pants. Wow, okay. He wheels on me. Don't try to get fresh with me, new kid. I blush as I crawl back a few places. Ew. Sorry. Jax shakes his head. Do you even know what we're looking for? I shake my head. I don't want to make him angry by asking. Then how do you know we're going to find what we're looking for? I blush again as I realize he has a valid point. So, what are we looking for? A centipede. A centipede? Jax doesn't look amused as he has to repeat himself. A centipede. We spend the rest of lunchtime searching, but just as the bell rings, I find a centipede crawling near a rock pile. Jax, I found one! I hoist the insect up by its rear end. It flails around. Why are we just holding TS up? I would never do this. Is mischaracterization. I would never do this. I hate centipedes. I don't have a problem with people that like bugs. I just hate centipedes and they're terrifying, and they used to be in my basement all the time, and I have a core memory of when I was like 5 or 6 or something. Because it used to get really cold back in the old house I lived in, or at least I think this was in the winter. When are centipedes most active? Though in junior high it was 65%. I see, yeah. 6 or 7. Hey, I knew you were gonna make that joke. That's why I didn't go even higher. I knew that joke was coming. I know minds. I know how to freaking read. Okay, wait. When are centipedes most active? They come out in the greater numbers during the spring. I'm thoroughly surprised. I'm probably jinxing myself right now. You know what? I'm not going to say that but anyways, back in like my old house, like there used to be, because we lived in like a basement, there used to be like centipedes and shit there. And one time, I have a core memory, there was like a big ass centipede on the floor. All my siblings and I were screaming about it, or it was just like me and I don't even think I was screaming. I think my sister was screaming about it. And then my brother, for some reason, because my dad does archery, or at least he had bows for some reason. Arrows. Like, he had arrows. I don't know why. But he had, like, a thing of arrows. They might have been, like, decoration or something. But my brother took one and was, like, throwing the arrows at the centipede for some reason. I don't know where my parents were. I'm pretty sure they were at, like, work at this point. But they were, like, throwing they're throwing arrows at the centipede. And it was like flailing around, obviously, and my sister was like yelling at them because she was like, "We're gonna put a hole into the floor." I don't really know. Yeah, it was yeah, I don't really know. Anyways, I hoist a dark red jackpot. Nice job, Bjorn. You used my name. No, I didn't, new kid. I squint at him. You're imagining things. He puts on an unreadable smirk. Guess I'm not getting him to admit anything. But this is one fine specimen. Okay, what are we doing with this? Are you starting an insect collector? Are you an insect collector? Ew, no. He shakes his head before he drops the centipede into my backpack. Hey! Calm down. We're going to put this in Rakatha's locker and then hide out and watch her open it. Why? Because Rakatha hates centipedes. I pause for a moment, not fully understanding why we would do that. So, why are we putting one in? Are we actually stupid? Are we dumb? So why are we putting one in her locker? Because it's funny, new kid. Try to keep up. I don't know if I agree, but this is the happiest I've seen Jack since we started hanging out. Come on, I have a key that let us back inside. He pulls out a ring of keys from his back pocket. How did he get those? Looks like a set of master keys to every school in the door. Cool. Jax lets us back in. We sneak our way up the main stairwell and are almost at Ragatha's locker when our class rep herself shows up, strolling down the hallway. Hyorin, what are you doing in the hallway? She tilts her head, offering me a wary smile. I have been looking for you since you didn't show up to afternoon classes. She notices Jax and her expression sours. Jax, you better be leaving Hyorin alone. Come on, Ragatha. He offers a cartoonishly wide grin. The new kid actually looked for me. We even got lunch together. Ragatha looks utterly confused. Hyorin, is that true? It feels like I should choose my response carefully. She knows, Sus. That's right. I'm not selling him up. See, dollface? Ragatha squints at him, but for some reason she seems to trust me. Fine, but I'm keeping an eye on you, Jax. Ragatha leans over to me, whispering in my ear. Hyorin, if he's messing with you now, and you don't feel comfortable talking to me about it, you can find me after class. She's so nice, I almost feel bad for what we're gonna do. You know what? I do feel bad, but, my empathy skills say... Okay, no, I have empathy, sorry. I was trying to make a joke, and it just sounds like I'm an asshole. I'm not, mind you. I have moles all over my body. Did you know my dad dropped the bomb on me that... Okay, wait, no, actually... Low-key, no, that's not something I'll trauma dump. I'm not trauma dumping my family's medical history onto here. Okay, let me... I'm your Jax toy. Okay. Did you guys know my parents thought I was pregnant today? Okay, so what happened? I went to walk my dog, and for some reason, I accidentally, slammed my finger on the door, and I don't know what caused this reaction, but I got so dizzy. I, walked my dog, I let him do his business, and then I went back inside, and I was, just not having a good time. I was really nauseous. That's why I'm still sick right now. And then I was doing that, and I was just shivering. I was having cold. I was losing my mind basically. I was just in the bathroom crying because I was so nauseous and all this stuff was happening, and I was having horrific cramps as well. And I was just dying, and then I was on the couch. I was drinking water, and I was drinking this protein thing or something, because I guess I was low on proteins or some shit because I hadn't eaten all day. And my dad asked me, he was is there any chance that you could be pregnant right now? And I was like, no. And they were you have to be honest with us. And I was do you guys seriously think that I'm the one to be pregnant? And then they were well, you did have a boyfriend. And I was we were together for half a month. We were together for 3 weeks max. But yeah, they were is there any chance you could have been pregnant? And I just thought that was really funny. But then I was also damn, they can actually suspect me being pregnant now. I don't have one anymore, obviously. But I was wow, they could suspect me being pregnant. That's crazy, because obviously I would have said no, do you think I'm the person that would get pregnant? And then I was wait, actually I can't really say that now. Because they knew me as their daughter who didn't have any game because she was rude as fuck to everyone. Anyways, let's get back to the dating sim. I'm very off track. I actually need to take my meds. I'll do that later. I'll do that after stream. She's so nice, I almost feel bad for what I would do. Almost. I don't know how they got... Oh yeah, I was talking with my friend, and that's where the empathy came. Jax and I sneak through the hallways before finding a locker labeled with Ragatha's name. Pictures of horses and farm animals are pasted on the outside. Come on, new kid, now or never. You need to sleep after stream. Every school in the door. Did I really say that? You see, no more drama. I can't take it. Eat good food and sleep goods and sleep. I probably should. I definitely need to rest. I don't think I should be. Yeah, this is low-key not the perfect time to be streaming, but I wanted to. So, yeah. We're just gonna continue. Now or never, I gulp. Put the centipede in her locker. I gingerly pick the centipede up by its eyes before setting it just below a slit in her locker. The creepy crawly centipede slithers right in. Oh, according to Keikaku, I have said this exact same thing multiple times. And you know why? My Oshi says this all the time. I know it's not, I know it's, quote unquote, not a niche phrase, but I consider it a niche phrase. Maybe this person's a Rin Penrose fan. Nice job, kid. Nice job, new kid. Now let's hide out and enjoy your handiwork. We hide behind the corner and wait. The bell to dismiss class rings a few moments later. We were cutting it close. Rakata finds her way to the locker, entering her combination, and then, oh no, I feel bad for this. Ah! This is so, like, detailed. It's bitch and Kanto pumping. I should play Boyfriend to Death on to you someday. I actually shouldn't. I'll play, actually, I can't. I'll just have to wait for You Kill Me Every Time Lawrence to come out, because I've already played all of The Price of Flesh. I've already played all of, You Kill Me Every Time Strayed. I haven't played most of Boyfriend to Death. I think I played all of the Boyfriend to Death endings, actually. For all 3 characters. But I think for Boyfriend to Death 2, I haven't finished all the rats yet, but there's not like a toggle. Jesus, I'm like beating my chest. Like, there's not a toggle offer NSFW on the game like there is for The Price of Flesh and You Kill Me Every Time. So I can't necessarily do that. I could probably do Meme Lord mode for The Price of Flesh, maybe. We'll think of doing that when I turn 18. You know how you know how, like, people... Okay, no, that's actually not funny to joke about, but you know how, like... Yeah, no, that's not really funny. How, like, people are, like, counting down, like, when they're 18. When they're 18, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans. Don't clip that, because I'm not. But, like, people say that. When I'm 18, I'm counting down the days I'm 18 so I can play, like, just a bunch of, like, horror games that are rated, like, 18 plus, because I got into them, and I'm literally, like, a month away from turning 18. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. I'm not, there's literally, like, there's no, like, brain difference. I'm just legal. Anyways, Ragatha's locker springs open. The centipede lands on the front of her uniform, and she looks down horrified. Jax! What? Why would you put a centipede in my locker? You know how much I hate them. Why does it have to be me? Because only you would do something like this. Jax looks away slyly before taking credit for our plank. You got me, Raggy, but you should have seen the look on your face. I thought he was about to sell us out. Ugh, you're terrible. She storms off. I'm glad Jax took the fall for it as they step out from behind the corner. That wasn't a very nice thing to do, but Jax seems pretty happy with me right now. Yeah, that's kind of a mean thing to do, TBH. So that's nice. I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's event. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar figure swaggers up to me. Hey, new kid, you still hanging around? Yep, I just getting ready to head out. I need to sleep, bro. What the fuck? I'm not even tired. I don't even know where this fatigue is coming from. I'm gonna skydive with my friends when I turn 18. I have acrophobia, so I might die. Don't die. That would not be good. I really want to go skydiving. I think, like, it was really funny you bring that up, because my friends and I were, like, thinking We're like not thinking about that, but not skydiving. Were we? Yeah, we were talking about. Yeah, we were talking about like an indoor skydiving thing, but like I feel like skydiving for real would be terrifying. I don't know. I feel like either would be terrifying, but I feel like that would be really terrifying, you know? I don't know. I just think anything would be terrifying. LOL. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to that. I was checking something because my logs, my database. Okay. Yep, just getting ready to head out. What do you say? How about I walk with you after school today? Surprised that Jack asked me to walk home, I run out of words and just nod. Cool, let's go. The front door opens for us. I stand outside waiting for the curb. My parents dropped me off at this morning, and I'm sure they'll be here any moment to pick me up. Jack stands next to me for a few moments. He gives me a confused look. What are you waiting for, kid? My parents. Are you waiting to get picked up too? I'm 22 years old. I haven't... Yeah. What is this, like, gap right now between ages right now? Because if they're all their canonical ages, I'm not quite sure what school this is, and I'm not quite sure what half of them are wearing middle school uniforms. I'm going to the dorms. What? What? The dorms? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. The on-campus housing Kane designed for our class, where we stay over classes in. Oh, that sounds nice. I wish I was staying on campus. His annoyed expression changes. Oh, you poor little lamb. His voice drips with sarcasm. I didn't say that slow enough. Oh, you poor little lamb. Why am I fucking bleeding? Hold on. Okay. Kane really didn't tell you anything, did he? Look, Yorin, I'd love to watch you stand out here until the sun goes down and you'd start shivering in your little school uniform. Jack smirks. Honestly, just imagining it is pretty funny. The smile drops from his face. Your parents aren't coming for you, he says to me in a deadpan before continuing. Come on, we need to get to the dorms before it gets too cold out. Kane only gave us summer uniforms. A chill travels through the air and I shiver in place. Jack shivers too. I'm losing my patience. He glares at me. Jax, I'm telling you, I don't have any housing on campus. My parents are picking me up. Jax just sighs. You just don't know when to give up. He glares before walking away from me. Suit yourself, new kid. He walks off to the dorms. I'll show him. My parents will be here soon. An hour passes, the sun, oh no, begins to sink below the horizon. Another hour passes, the moon is visible and the sky's darkening. It's getting really cold out here, like really, really cold. I look the way Jax left when he look the way Jax walked when he's left me standing here. A nice warm room sounds really good right now. Where are they? I stick it out another half hour before sighing, frustrated. Did they forget about me? I look towards the dorms, seeking shelter in the plain building. As I do, I run into Jax. Why was he heading out? Finally come to your senses, new kid? He asked, sounding tired. No, I just stepped inside because my parents forgot to pick me up. I bet... No! They'll be here any moment. Jax's eyes narrow down in annoyance and he drags a yellow gloved hand across his face in exasperation. Listen, new kid, get it through your head. There is no outside world. There's a school. He points to the large brick building What? Why would access be there? I don't have dyslexia, I swear. I swear. From where we are. The dorms. He points to the building we're standing in. And that's it. He mutters something under his breath. Okay then. But if these are the only two places, why were you going outside? That is... His face flushes and he nope, that just added a whole word. And he turns away from me. I just wanted some fresh air. Oh, he's a tsundere. I should cover that song. I'm not a dere, tsundere. I got you behind. I'm not that mean. I'm not pushing. I was just rushing and forgot the sunscreen. I need my pigtail. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the hell? Okay, let's just like learn. Let's just not sing. What clipped? What did you clip? No, okay. It's pretty cold outside, though. Okay, well, if everyone stays here, then I should have a room here. Show me my room if I'm supposed to stay here. I grinned, comfortable in my undefeatable logic. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go find your room so I can stop babysitting you. What? Jax grabs my hand as he hauls me through the hallways. I genuinely thought I read that wrong for a second. No, it's just clunky. But I'm not complaining. Just another way for us to hang out together. As we walk through the hallways, 1,000 questions rush through my head. We pass through a traditional Japanese-style door. Yangle. We pass through a door that's half blue, half red. Bomni. I give the book a black and yellow caution tape crisscrossing it. Ooh! Zubul! No. Kinger! Oh. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. We pass through a door that looks like it belongs in a ranch-style home. Bragatha. We pass through a sleek door with bright geometric shapes all over it. That's Zubul. We come to the end of the hallway, finding a plain wood door with brass nameplate listing my name. And this must be you. I stand there in stunned disappointment. Are you going in, or... He looks sort of annoyed I haven't opened the room yet. I twist the handle and open my bland door into an equally bland room. A gray mattress sits atop a wooden bed frame from plain white pillows. A dark green comforter with the school emblem on it has been neatly folded. In the back right corner, a beaten-up metal desk sits at it with a computer that's almost as old as a desk. This is exactly what my room looks like. No, I'm lying. A neat stack of papers and a set of black pens and pencils have also been provided. Wow, pretty boring. I try to look around the room for anything to dispute these words, but come up empty. He walks into the center room and looks around at the plain interior. Not beating the NPC allegations with this one. I'll have you know I'm actually the MC, so fuck you. Huh? NPC? You think Kane would have put a movie poster or something up? Yes, he thinks you're boring, huh, Yorin? No, I'm sure my parents just... Jackson stopped listening by this point and is striding out of my room. What a waste of time. Wait, Jax, aren't you gonna stay? Good. Jax slams it. Honestly, I would too. This shit pissed me off. TSPMO, yo. Okay, in the middle of my sentence. I give up on any expectations I have for Jax being polite. Even if he skipped out on saying goodbye for the day, I feel like I might be making a connection with Jax. Girl. This is like the, wait. Let me pull that up. Where's the, it's like the, wait, yeah. Leon. Where is it? It was like in Danganronpa. There's like, okay, I'll find it eventually. I'll paste it onto here another day. Maybe. I lay down on my bed, defeated by the day. It doesn't take me long for me to drift off to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on, as if overridden by some remote console. The room to my door flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinkler. Doesn't that violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters, Principal Kane announces from what sounds like the hallway. Well, time to investigate. Kane, what the fuck are you trying to pull this late at night? Haha, Zubul. His laugh is fast, forced, and manic. I did not read it anything like that, as if he's used to this treatment, but none too pleased by it. You're just lucky I even let you get sleep. This he blurts out in a harsh monotone before recovering his cheery demeanor. I'm here because Even with the culture fair pulling up new viewers, we're still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to. Which is why I secured us a sponsorship. What? He stretches out the last word, using some sort of effect to apply an ethereal reverb to his words. Wow, I gotta pull out my YouTuber accent for this. Without further ado, I introduce you all to... A drum roll plays it from somewhere in the background. Ragatha looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are trying to shake off sleep, or still trying to shake off sleep to understand what exactly Principal Kane is talking about. The Wacky Watch. You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their product. But now we have the perfect setting, teen drama. Jax is 22 years old, so I'm inclined to believe that everyone else is in their 20s. I don't think we really count as teen drama, but alright. But yeah, but we're adults. I'm actually... Now, Gingle, I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I'm already taking the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did that get there? What in the... I don't see a fucking watch on. Oh, wait, Kingle's holding a body pillow. That's adorable. And don't try removing them either. They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special adhesive. And if you do try to remove them, let's just say they'll be taking a little piece of you with them. I can hear Gingle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her wacky watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wrist watch stays affixed, her glove stretching like a rubber band as she tries to pull out the watch. Ragatha just looks down with a resigned sigh. Kane, I can't remove my arm with the wacky watch. What the fuck? Principal Kane ignores her complaints as he continues his monologue. You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding we need to make it to day 5 with the culture fair, I need you to be wearing the wacky watches at all times. Luckily, I secured a deal where I won't need all of you to do ad reads, but it is paramount. It is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your wacky watches. Good luck with the school life. Can't wait to see what you do at the culture fair. Bye. He stretches out the last syllable as his body folds on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight. Well, I know it isn't ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. Should make communicating about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gingle's comedy mask shatters and falls from her face, tears well up in her eyes. I don't want a wacky watch. Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pomni pipes up. Well, I think it could be useful. Look, Gingle, there's... that's not what she sounds like. Look, Gingle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw. Pomni goes over to Gingle, lifting her wrist up and pointing at the picture chat feature. That is kind of nice. Gingle sniffles. Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Now let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow. I know who's going to be trolling the fuck out of this feature. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? I decide to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take his frustration out on. I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. I check my wacky watch. I got a text from Jax. He set his avatar to a picture of himself flipping off the camera. The heck is this stupid watch? Why can't I take it off? I did not consent to this. I laugh. That sounds like the Jax I know. You didn't miss much. Apparently, Principal Kane took a sponsorship from Wacky Watch to keep the school open or something, and now they're physically stuck on us. They really are. This sucks. Yeah, but at least we can text each other whenever, right? I guess. Ugh. Hope you can sleep well tonight, even though Kane stuck these wacky watches on us. I wait several minutes for your response. But nothing. I begin to pull the sheets over my head when the wacky watch buzzes with another text from Jax. Whatever. Nighty-night, new kid. Don't let the centipedes bite. Oh, kawaii. Alright. Was it good? To sleep. I cherish the bond that Jax and I have built today. I can't wait to find out what sort of trouble we can get into tomorrow. Day 1? Oh, day 1 complete. I was like, This isn't even day one yet. I thought it was like some sort of prologue. I yawn as I awake in my room. The clock on my wacky watch says it's morning, but the only way I can tell is from the sliver of sunlight peeking out from under my door. I slide my school-shaped pajamas off and look into the closet. A series of perfectly pressed school uniforms are there, with a little tag on the sleeve next to the newest one. I take a closer look. Looks like Kane left me a note. Hi, Hyorn, this is Principal Kane. As part of your stay for our lovely academy, you have been provided a set of uniforms free of charge. The price of your dorm is also included in your tuition payment. Looks like you and Jax have been spending time together and everyone's talking. That sort of drama-seeking, desperate, mismatched energy is exactly what we need to keep our studio audience engaged. This seems like a lot of words for the note. Maybe you wrote like really tiny. Remember, if Jax pushes you away, it's because he wants you to try even harder. Well, I'm actually not going to try, so thanks so goof move for him. And I can't feel my fingertips, so I might need to pause and get water soon. As I pull my uniform over my wacky watch, I glance down at it. I have a text from Jax. You headed to school yet? I spy Jax as I stumble out of my room, still slipping my foot into my shoe. Jax, wait up! You wanted to walk to school together, right? Jax looks up from his watch, pausing for a moment. What? He notices me. Oh, it's you. He's doing a great job of hiding how excited he must be to walk to school with me. Yep, I'm ready to walk to school with you. Jax looks confused for a moment before slowing down. Don't remember saying I was going to walk to school with you, but whatever. He waits as I catch up with him. What's on the agenda for today? Huh? Aren't we going to pull another epic for... Alright, you're trying too hard. We're trying too hard. Jax shrugs. Hadn't thought that far ahead yet, but I'll come up with something. We step out into the crisp early autumn air. What about you, new kid? Got any plans for today? Well, I was thinking about working on the culture fair project Principal Kane asked us to do. I trail off as Jax shoots me a sharp look. That was the wrong thing to say. But that's stupid, so I was just going to help out with whatever you wanted to do today. Jax's smirk is back and as wide as ever. Careful, new kid. Keep hanging out with me and the rest of the class will hate you. Gulp. Gah. We get to the school entrance just as the last bell rings. Jax turns to me as I start to follow him up the main stairwell to class. If you're really cool, you'll go to the cafeteria and bring me something for breakfast. I don't want to be late to homeroom. I think to complain about how I'll be late if I get Jack's breakfast. Get me something like an omelet and a bottle of orange juice. Well, at this point, he told me his order. It would be rude not to go. I step into the cafeteria to see a crowd of students at the various breakfast places. Evidently, none of the other students here care about being late. By the time I get to the front of the line, I'm already 30, Jesus Christ, minutes late to class. I would be crucified. One omelet, please, and an orange juice. The staff member behind the counter tells me the price. But that's all my money for lunch. Sorry, kid, no money, no omelet. I don't want to get this stupid omelet, but I'd rather be going to class late and empty-handed if I just don't say yes. Okay, get me the omelet. It takes a bit longer for them to make an omelet, but I eventually collect my orange juice and omelet before heading to homeroom. And that's where we get to the English phrase, raining cats, and Mr. King returns me. Hyorn, nice of you to join us. His enthusiasm seems genuine. Ragatha gives me a concerned look. Did Jax make you bring them that omelet? Oh, real nice, Raggy. So because the new kid wants to get on my good side, and I made him do it, time to clear these things up. Jax, you told me to bring the omelet. I don't care if that gets us on his bad side. Bitch, I'm not taking... I can't tell if it's my side or your side is lacking. It's probably my side. Either or, and I'm happy. Okay, I'm no longer lacking. Okay, that's good. It might have been... Let me check my stream health. I mean, I think it may be mine. I'm not sure. I can't be too sure. I usually close out all my tabs before stream, but I didn't. Should we say I did this on my own, or should we suck up to him? Should we take the fall? Should we take the fall for it? I don't know. We'll take the fall. See, dollface? New kid wanted to bring me breakfast. That isn't, I mean... Ragatha turns to me. Try not to be late to class, please. Whatever. She looks hurt by my response, but Jax is smiling. Jax pets the seat next to him, discreetly taking my breakfast from me. After a few minutes, Ragatha spots Jax eating the omelet and wheels on us. See? She raises a hand. Kinger, Hyorn said they brought lunch for themselves, but Jax is eating it. I did not say that. Who's eating Jax? Who's eating Jax? He seems genuinely panicked by the prospect. Jax is eating. Hyorn brought breakfast and now Jax is. Mr. Kinger turns around. Hyorn isn't eating Jax. Everything is fine. Dog. Okay. I love him. He gives her a reassuring smile. Ragatha sputters for a few moments before sulking, burying her face in her arms as she leans forward on her desk. Never mind, I give up. She groans into her arms. Jax and I share a conspiratorial grin. The lunch bell rings, dismissing the class. I make my way to the lunchroom. I'm exiting the lunchroom with my tray as I spot Jax. He's eyeing Gangle like a lion stalking his prey when I catch up to him, or like a bunny stalking its carrot. I spend a few minutes racking my brain for something that might be hunted by a bunny before Jax notices me. New kid, good. I think you can help me out. Can you keep Gangle busy for a little bit? I want to try something funny. I nod. I walk up to Gangle. So, anime, huh? What? She looks genuinely confused, which makes sense. This is one of the first few times I've ever talked to her. Luckily, I'm a master of subversion. You know, anime. It's the happening thing. What? It's hard to be this cool. What the fuck? Yes. She must be intimidated by my charisma and looks. Time to dial it back a little. Yeah, if you say so. I mean, I think it's cool. Honestly, I didn't expect that from you, Hyorn. Well, if you want to talk about anime, I guess I have a moment. She smiles at me and attempts to disarm me, and that won't work. Which anime do you like? You know, the cool ones? She called my bluff. Red alert, red alert. The cool ones? I stumble over my words for a second. How about you tell me the ones you like? Oh, don't get me started. I like Yo-Yo Hatsoko, Quad Gun, Uzumaki Ninja, Inuyasha. Wow, okay, I keep nodding and smiling as Jack sneaks up behind Gangle, a shop vac in hand and a dark grin on his face. He's just about to press the power button when... Is that Zooble? And they're holding a corn cob? Jax's eyes flare wide as he notices them, stepping back slowly but tripping over the shop vac. The lid goes flying as my poor companion trips over it, dust caking his entire body. Zooble! Gangle turns around to see what the commotion is, and I rush to Jax's side. Leave Gangle alone, or this won't be the last time you won't see a corn cob in an unwelcome location. Gee, okay. Jax is still sputtering, covering in dust. Kane himself has come out of his office to see what the chaos is about. What's going on here? You, Hyorn, tell me what happened. We should instigate. Premium rage bait by the king himself. Gangle. Let's see. Should we try to get on the side of our classmates, or should we just continue to rage bait everyone? You know what? Let's just rage bait everyone, because this is what middle school was like for me. Jax looks confused for a moment, but then grins as he realizes I'm getting us both out of this. Yeah, that's right. I was just trying to clean, and Zooble over here attacked me. Are you seriously implying... Now, Zooble, you really shouldn't be harassing the cleaning staff. Jax here asked me if he could use the shop vac to clean the tops of the lockers. I was surprised, but impressed by his go-getter attitude. Shame on you for disrupting his cleaning activities. Kane, that's not what... Chop chop, Zooble, you're coming to my office while I decide what to do with you. In the meantime, Bubble... He claps his hands. Bubble manifests out of seemingly nowhere. What's up? Clean this up. Bumble opens his mouth, extending in a naturally large tongue. Can we romance Bubble? Look at that cute face. Wouldn't you want to romance this man? This little guy. Like, oh, this is the cutest thing you've ever seen. Hello, puppy. Yeah, just woke my dog up. I accidentally woke my dog up. Wait a second. It's okay. It's okay, baby. Go back to bed. Okay. Kane stands there, his jaw agape. Why are you like this? By this point, Gangle has made herself scarce, and Zumble is stomping off to the principal's office. As you were, Jackson Yorin. We make ourselves scarce as well, heading to the school entrance as the bell rings. Well, that was a bust, but at least we got Zubul put away. Hey, Jax, what happened back there? What are you talking about? He gives me a confused look. The, corn thing? Don't know what you're talking about. He tries to keep walking. Oh no, Jax, you're not getting away that easily. I grab the small corn cob off my lunch tray and point it at him. His eyes widen. Put that down. I smirk. Aha, so you're scared. He ducks his head, looking to see if anyone is in earshot around us before addressing me. Fine, yeah. I don't like corn. The seemingly unflappable Jax has been flapped. Still, he's obviously uncomfortable, so I toss the corn into the nearest trash bin. So, what is it with the corn? Do you not like the color yellow? I can't fully stifle my laughter at the thought of someone like Jax being afraid of corn. He hears me and gives me an annoyed look. My gloves are yellow, new kid. Good point. What is it then? He waits until we are significantly away from the other students before answering me. All the little kernels are just... ugh. He gives me a revolted expression before smirking. But don't think you have the upper hand just because you know that about me, new kid. I'll find out what bugs you. I shrug, trying to play it cool like him. Nothing scares me. Jax grins at me. I don't buy that for a second. Don't worry, I'll find out. I gulp. Anyways, new kid, you heading back to the dorms? Yeah, I don't have anything else to do today. Cool, me too. I stand awkwardly for a moment before going for it. Do you want to walk back together? He raises his eyebrow at me before returning to his normal demeanor. Yeah, why not, Hyorin? You said my name. Huh? Oh, yes, I did. New kid is so, I don't know, cumbersome anyways. I was just screwing with you. I know. I just like hearing you say my name. Jax gives me a pointed look. You made it weird, new kid. Jax sighs. But hey, you can at least distract people, so you're not entirely useless to me. So I guess I'll keep you company on the way back, since nobody else will. Yep, that's for sure after today. We make our way back to the dorms. The chill air causes us to shiver and run for the entrance. As we reach the building, we're both out of breath. Kane in these dumb uniforms. He mutters between breaths. I shiver. I could go for hot tea or hot chocolate right now. I rub my hands together as I make my way up the stairs to my dorm. It's too bad I don't have a kettle or anything. I think out loud. Jax looks at me. You know there's a kitchen in the lounge, right? It has, like, everything you just mentioned. I blink at the Jax. That wasn't a mistake on my end, that was there. You didn't know that? You'd be lost without me, Hyorin. It's kind of embarrassing. He motions for me to follow him. I didn't ask for him to show me, but I can't lie. I appreciate his help as he leads me down the staircase. It's a pretty nice lounge, all things considered. I make my way to the kitchenette. The cupboard down there has the tea or whatever else. He points at a lower cabinet before throwing himself on one of the couches. I open the cabinet to see an assortment of different teas and drink mixes. I look for one to try. As I'm rooting around the cupboard, I peek around the lounge. To my surprise, Jax is still hanging out here and hasn't left for his room yet. I decide to not question it and just enjoy the shared moment. Should I make you some tea or something? Jax looks over at me from the couch. I expect a quip or some smart remark, but instead he simply shrugs. Sure, I'll take a coffee. Black. I nod. I make myself some tea, and once I'm done, I make a coffee for Jax. I can't help but feel a little happy to be spending time with Jax in a more casual environment. For his part, Jax seems more relaxed too. Or maybe he's just tired, too tired to pick on anybody. It's a nice moment. I finish up and start bringing the drinks over. As I carry the drinks over, I notice Jax has been weirdly quiet. I go over to the couch to check on him. Sure enough, he's fallen asleep. Aww, I can't help but stare for a moment. Guess it takes a lot of energy to terrorize your classmates all day. He looks so peaceful. I end up caught in my own thoughts and I end up tripping over my own feet, dropping the drinks all over the wooden floor. Oh shit. I'm sorry, I tripped and spilled everything. I tried to explain myself, tea and coffee running down the front of my shirt. Jax has a hand on his head, a little groggy from his cat nap. Or would it be a bunny nap? He looks down at me as I start picking up the broken pieces of the mugs. Wow, Hyorn, you can't even make tea or coffee without messing up. He chuckles, slow clapping. Yeah. I rub the back of my neck, embarrassed. Is there a mop or anything like that here? I feel bad just leaving the mess. Well, I feel bad about it. Just don't bother cleaning it up. But what if someone slips and falls? Then that would be pretty funny, right? I pick myself off the floor, determined to find a mop or rags or something to clean up the mess I made. I see what looks like a closet, slightly ajar, on the opposite side of the lounge. Maybe there's a mop in there? Jax watches me, annoyed, as I open the door and look around the closet. It's roomier than expected, still cramped though. I see some cleaning supplies. I'm definitely in the right area. I rummage around a bit, but not noticing Jax approach the entrance of the closet, his arms crossed. It's above you. He eventually pipes up, pointing to the top shelf after watching me struggle. Huh? Oh. On the top shelf, a mop sits tucked behind some boxes. Who stores a mop like that? I try to reach for it, but it's pretty hard to get a grasp on it. Tucked behind all this junk, I continue to struggle before Jax walks past me, taking pity on me. He rolls his eyes as he steps past me. I can't watch this anymore. Move. He enters the closet, the door closing behind him as he reaches over to grab the mop from behind the boxes. Here. He states, pushing the mop into my hands. I blush a bit, embarrassed at how much I've been relying on Jax. Thanks. I'm sorry I spilled our drinks. Stop apologizing so much. It's annoying, he says, twisting the knob of the closet. What? He tugs the knob a little harder. No, you've got to be kidding me. He shakes his head, pulling at the doorknob vigorously. It's locked. I feel my chest tighten up. Come on. Jax starts banging on the door, pulling more violently. The door shakes on its hinges, but no luck. We're showered with old paint chips from the crumbling ceiling. We're locked in here. I feel the breath leave my lungs as I clutch the mop to my chest. This would happen to me. I barely hear him. My ears are ringing as panic starts to set in. My breath comes in ragged gasps as my heart hammers against my ribcage. Suddenly I lose my balance, clutching the mop as I back into the wall and sink to the ground. Whoa, hey. Hyorn, calm down. Oh god, we're gonna die in here. I continue to hyperventilate. We're gonna die in here. I can't breathe. Jax kneels down next to me, smirking. Not scared of anything, huh? This is not funny. I eke out? What the fuck does that mean? My worst nightmare is spelling and reading tests. Hashtag I can't read. That's okay. Jax lets out a sigh. Well, we're not getting anywhere with you freaking out like that. He sits against the door facing me. Just breathe. I'm trying. Well, I don't know. Close your eyes then. Stop freaking out. He tosses his jacket over my head. Imagine you're on a wide open rooftop or wherever your happy place is. I can't breathe in here. I manage to cover my ears with my hands, clenching my eyes shut as I try to imagine I'm in a wide open meadow. It's surprisingly helpful. My breathing shifts from ragged panic gasp into a slow, peaceful rhythm. You alright? Can't talk. Just breathing. I hate to admit it, but if I do anything but focus on my deep breaths, I start to panic again. I'm barely able to muster the strength to talk. How long do you think until somebody finds us? Who knows? He looks up at the ceiling and chuckles. I bet if they knew I was in here, they wouldn't bother opening the door. He laughs again. I'm having a panic attack and he's just self-bidding. Okay, it's a hollow laugh, but right now I can only focus on me. My head is planted firmly in my knees as I continue to clench my eyes shut. Don't you have any friends here at school? Jax goes quiet. Well, definitely not Ragatha. She's too fake and annoyingly positive. She's always trying to pretend everything is great and awesome. It's exhausting. Gangle is just sad all the time. Not like she has a backbone. Zubul just chooses to be difficult to get along with. They're really a stick in the mud. Omni's alright, but she's always worrying about what everyone else thinks. Jax's confession about how he feels about his classmates distracted me from a cramped situation. If only for a few moments. Wow. Is there really no one at the school you like? Jax remains silent as he looks away, a tinge of red on his cheeks. I can't help but blush myself before putting my head back into my knees. What was that? Suddenly, Kane pops out of the thin air. His booming voice makes his bow jump. There you two are! Thought you could get past the curfew rule by hiding in here? You little scamps! For some reason, he pops inside the cramped closet space instead of opening the door. With a snap, we're instantly transported to our respective rooms. I feel relieved being back in my spacious room. I flop onto my bed, completely worn out from that whole ordeal. Still, I can't stop thinking about what Jack said, and what he didn't say. Why was he so quiet after I asked him if he liked anybody? He couldn't have meant. I wrap my pillow around my head as I stare at the wall. Surely not. I must be delusional. As I get under the covers for the night, I can't help but think about what or who he could have met. Alright, day 2 done. It's almost 1. So I'm going to choose to, I'm going to choose peace, and also I can feel I need water because my hand is shaking relatively horrifically right now, and I can feel my fingers getting numb again, so lest I pass out in front of stream, I'm going to try and finish this another day when I'm not, on the verge of passing out. When I'm not nauseous and sick. And right now, so I'm gonna go get water. I'm going to continue this tomorrow. We will see. It's pretty interesting so far. Yeah, I do like it a lot. So yeah. Hopefully tomorrow, or today, at least, in EST time, I kind of want to stream something else. I don't know what I want to stream. Maybe not another visual novel, considering, or maybe I will. I'll probably just, like, do it after dinner or something. But, yeah, I can feel myself getting nauseous again, so, yeah. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you, hopefully later today, or something like that. But, yeah, I'm gonna go end this now. So, bye!